Hello, I'm back again, here to talk again about entities, and I have much better sound and much better lighting this time. I'm thinking today about the state of us and them, and darkness and light, and the state of polarization that happens here in this reality, and the state of blame and victimization that so many people are coming out of right now. Kudos to you. Good job. And I just want to talk about something, a thought that I had today, speaking to the energy of us and them. In different states of expansion, the us and them begin to mean something entirely different. I'm going to pause for a second. Yes, I am reading off of something that I just wrote a few minutes ago, and I'm going to expound on it a little bit, but it's again, it's already written. So in different states of expansion, the us and them begin to mean something entirely different. But no matter what state of awareness one has expanded to, there is, at least in this matrix, a sure darkness that, if not acknowledged, cannot be chosen for or against in one's created construct of reality. Awareness brings choice. To lump darkness into a pseudo-unity consciousness and love it out of existence is skipping over the integration of awareness of darkness outside of you, which allows the darkness inside of you to be tapped and used against your divine, true self path. This is a huge ploy of New Age teachings and distortions that say just focus on the light, focus on the love. The organic existence of the culmination of many layers of holographic records within the DNA, as well as experience and entity influence now in the body from this lifetime, brings many darknesses to light from within. The refusal to deal with darkness outside of oneself is as dangerous as refusing to deal with one's darkness inside. By dealing with the darkness outside does not mean you have mastered the darkness within. They are simply mirrors to show you what you have inside, that you can choose and master those forces. Also, they are a distraction to some extent of what is really going on inside of you. By refusing to deal with darkness within, you are subjecting yourself to a victimization state of control and lack of choice because of outside darkness. Those are some heavy topics. If you're going to focus on everything outside of you as being the reason that you feel a certain way, or is the reason that you are behaving a certain way, or the reason or justification for whatever is going on with you, whatever path you're choosing, or whatever lack of self-love you're having, that is a state of distraction that darkness wishes you to be in, so that you can't balance your power within yourself, so that you can't claim your power, you can't claim who you are, you can't claim your divine source connection. Taking your awareness outside of yourself, from darkness outside of yourself, is a sure way to not deal with what's inside of you. The reason dealing with what's inside of you is so important is because you are a creation of yourself, regardless of what you know or do not know about who you are. Discovering your true self and discovering your true purpose and discovering your true power involves balancing your dark and light, and knowing your dark and accepting that your darkness exists. You don't have to accept that your darkness has this huge hold on you. You just have to accept that it's a part of you, that it's a part, like I said in my writing there earlier, it's a culmination of many lifetimes of action and consequence of action. So if you have gone through lifetimes of, say, being an abuser, or being somebody that delights in the torment or torture of other people, you're going to go through this lifetime having, to some extent, the energies of other people abusing or delighting in your discomfort, or you're going to have entities outside of you doing that. It just all comes around, it all comes full circle. Dealing with the darknesses within us bring us closer to self-love and to balance of our divine masculine and our feminine. So if you're constantly going to say, like, let's say for an example, oh, there's all these forces out to get me, or there's all these forces that are doing all these things on this earth, and, you know, curse them. They're so malicious and so hurtful, and they're killing all these people, and you know, it's all their fault. You know that those darknesses and those entities are actually just a mirror of what's going on inside of you. So if everybody on the planet were to say, I have darkness within me, I am going to integrate my darkness and balance it and be aware of it and accept the power that it has to offer me by being aware of it, the problems that exist currently on the planet would no longer be able to affect or harm anybody. It's a simple matter of resonance. It's a simple matter of frequency. If the entire planet was resonating at a different frequency, there wouldn't be any reason or any way that any non-resonant frequency would have any effect or anything to really do here. There would be no reason for them to be here. They absolutely would not be able to survive, and they're actually looking. It's their only way to get back to source right now is for us to send them there. Is for us to decide that they're not resonant in our universe, that they don't belong here. And the only way we decide that they don't belong here is to act and stay resonant within ourselves to a certain frequency, to a certain source frequency of divinity and of balance and of power. So the task becomes, you know, seeing what's inside of you as being there. Just see it for what it is. Just see, yeah, my life is my creation. I have all these things around me that I don't necessarily like, but I created it. I created it. I had an experience with somebody this weekend while we were traveling our little circus of you know, menagerie of animals and people. And a certain person had to, you know, leave a situation or leave our surroundings because she was feeling sick. She just this sickness just came over her. She's like, I gotta go. I'm feeling sick. I can't be here. And I'm thinking, okay, you know, do you want to help yourself feel better? Do you want to address this? Like, how are you making yourself feel sick? How are you allowing this distortion or this non-harmony state to enter your being? And it wasn't even something that could be entertained. It wasn't even something that it was like, no, I'm a victim. My body is more powerful than I am, and I feel sick. People, we create our sicknesses. We allow them. The human body has infinite potential and power to overcome any distortion, but you have to choose it. You have to choose it. You have to choose where you want to be. And part of that choosing is realizing where you are already and being in your present moment. And the reason I'm making this video today is because God forbid that anyone should watch the videos that I've made on entities and be like, those damn entities, you know, they're so terrible, and take the focus completely off of themselves and blame and blame and blame. That's not what it's about. It's not about being in a state of victimization. Those entities and those darknesses are a mirror for what's going inside of you, to show you what's going on inside of you. When you integrate your darknesses and you protect yourself and you build your energy fields and your shields and you arrange your atomic and molecular structure to be of infinite production of light and regeneration of light, and become the master of yourself, the entities cannot penetrate your field. They cannot attack you. That doesn't mean that they don't exist, and that doesn't mean that there won't be a day where you give in to some kind of emotional reaction or some type of situation or some type of suggestion or distraction from your own source divinity and from your own state of creation and harmony with what you want, that doesn't mean that, you know, that day is not going to come where an entity is going to be able to break through. Those of us who have larger amounts of light naturally within us are targets. There's a lot of materials out there about ascension and about overcoming those challenges. And you know, those people that have the greatest light they have the greatest darkness too. And I can say this from personal experience. That darkness can drag you down. That self-doubt, that lack of confidence, it's equal and as powerful as the belief and the faith and the full confidence and the desire to move forward and the desire to progress. And because of that, we are targets. We are targets for these entities, but we are not victims of them. In embracing our power, we balance our dark and light. The only way to balance your dark and light is to stop blaming and stop being a victim and say, I have whatever situation it is outside of you, whether it's you feeling sick or you feeling like you can't do something or feeling like you're stuck or feeling like you hate your job or feeling like you can't get along with somebody or there's a certain characteristic about somebody that just drives you nuts and you don't understand it. Guess what? There's something inside of yourself that exactly mirrors that situation, that your higher self is bringing you into awareness, trying to say, like, look, my higher self would say, look, Estrella, here you go. Here's a chance for you to learn. Here's a chance for you to be one with yourself, to allow yourself to be whole, to allow yourself to be balanced. It is our darkness that brings us our power. And I'll say that again. It's our darkness that brings us our power. So what does that mean? I'm some kind of dark sorceress, or, you know, no, that's not what that means. It means that I am a being with a heck of a lot of power and light within me, and ability to create, and abilities to discern, and abilities to recode and share so much with so many people around me for the greater good of all. For the greater good of all. Equal and balanced to that, because of the nature of this construct, there are rules and laws that apply here. And that means that I have a very, very deep darkness within me that, as long as I'm seeing in self-awareness and consciousness and saying, this is me, and it's not something outside of me, saying that, you know, me putting responsibility outside of myself and saying, oh, you know, this is just something attacking me or whatever. Don't get me wrong, the entities, they're latching onto that darkness because it feeds them. When you ignore your darkness, you're feeding entities, basically. So I just want to bring that piece together because it's a state of responsibility for each person and a state of accountability, and that's how it ties together. And I'm not going to get into the technical aspects of it. I'll do that in other videos. But that's basically how they work together. You can't have one without the other, and if you ignore the one, you're going to amplify the other one. So get a hold of yourself, get control of yourself, become the master of yourself, become aware of your thoughts, become aware of the programs running through you, become aware that, you know, they may be a part of you that needs to stop running and start making better choices for the greater good of all, for the frequency resonance. If you want to get rid of everything, then, you know, start balancing yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and we will talk again very soon. maybe even today.